You're the expert.
Hey, everybody. We are here for NunPub After Dark, panel title TBD, but this is How Food Got Us Through. The three of us are going to be talking about how food helped us cope with the pandemic. So Ben asked me to talk about anything I could think of, and I'm always thinking about food. And I have two wonderful friends with me to talk about food with me. I will let them introduce themselves, whoever wants to go first.
Diana and I made eye contact. Hi, I'm Kristen. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at KristenIsNoJedi. And I'm thrilled to talk about food, one of my favorite things, with two of my favorite people.
And I'm Diana Lorraine. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Modcaster, MAUDCESTER. And if you're talking to me, it's usually about food. So yay.
And I am Doug Lewandowski. I realized I didn't actually do an intro. I use he, him pronouns, and I am at Doug Lewandowski on Twitter. So yeah, a lot of people have on Twitter, I've seen them calling this like a panini rather than a pandemic. And every time I see that, I'm like, man, I could eat a panini.
I want a panini press.
They're really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I keep going back and forth. Do I want a toaster oven or a panini press? And I keep going like, man, the press action on a panini press is just, I think that's where it's at. And everyone calling it a panini. I'm just like, one, that's adorable. And also panini press.
Yeah.
It makes better grilled cheese than on a skillet, I think.
Well, that's it. Now I have to get one.
If you've got a panini press recommendation, please at me, please.
I will write it down. I will find out which one we have.
Yes.
Yeah, let us know. I like that you're taking notes. 5 minutes into the panel, and Doug is taking notes on giving us recommendations.
So I know for me and my wife, when everything locked down a year ago, March, we were like, we just have to get through like a month or two and that'll be fine. So I don't know, was that the same experience for both of you? Were you?
Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, let's just get to summer. Let's just get to summer and then see what's up. Because it was, I have children, so it was like, okay, that was the next benchmark of time for us. So it was, let's get to summer and then see where we're at.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember my son, my oldest, his birthday is in August. And I remember we actually waited because he's kind of emotional. So we actually waited probably like 2 weeks after shutdown. He was like, there's still no school. I'm like, nope, it's closed for a little bit. So we waited to kind of sit down and walk through it with him because he usually has some very adult questions. And like the 10th question he asked was, will everyone be okay by my birthday? And this is like April. His birthday's in August. And I was like, rookie mom mistake. I was like, I really think so. Because I did. I really thought so. So yeah, I think I was somewhere. I thought by August we'd probably be okay. I couldn't think past that.
Yeah. I mean, I told the graduating seniors I was teaching last year, like, oh yeah, like you're going to have graduation. Like, come on, like there's no way.
Yeah.
Americans couldn't possibly be so reckless and irresponsible that we're in this for more than a couple months. But so based on that assumption of like it being quick, what kind of food choices did everybody make at the beginning of the pandemic that maybe you shifted away from later on? Or did it stay consistent for you?
Mine stayed consistent. Once we got to the point where we're like, oh, this may be a little longer than we thought, I actually started ordering this like box subscription. And it was like, I'll just stock up this way. But I've kept it. I still do it. And I know, we're not 100% out of things, but I think I will keep it because it just has become part of our life for like a year now.
Mhm.
And then I think we immediately stopped doing takeout, like
Mhm.
most folks. But then we eased back into that after there was like that point where it was okay, now support your local restaurant.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So those two things I think are the main things for me.
Ooh, we went hard and like, oh, we have to cook everything at home. Like we can't go out.
Yeah.
So we became like a cooking household, which I like to cook. It's just a matter of having time.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So like I tend to be like, let me make one giant vat of something, and then that'll feed our household for at least 2 or 3 meals, and we've got some leftovers, and we'll be great. Well, when you have to cook every meal, you can't do that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like you can have like one meal and one set of leftovers, and then that's it, because nobody wants to eat that when you can't also be going out
Right.
and having different lunches and like leaving the house. Like that cannot happen.
Yeah.
So I had to change that and not cook in bulk quite as often, with very few exceptions. And then a lot of baking started happening in my
Mhm.
house.
Oh,
My mother-in-law, who lives with us, she joined the bread cult.
that's Doug.
Mhm.
She joined the bread cult. Let me tell you, we went through a lot of butter.
Yeah.
Went through a lot of butter.
Mhm.
Fresh bread, some butter. I'm
Mhm.
a happy girl.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I went full basic middle-aged dad, and like had the sourdough thing going on. Right. So we started the sourdough, and my wife was like, I want to give it a shot. I want to try it. And she's like a great baker. Like she like a freaking wizard. And it just like didn't work out. And we were making at least like twice a week pikelets. I don't know if you've ever had those. So it's like you use the cast off from your sourdough, like as we were starting to get it going. And then when we were like, we can't make bread, so here we go with pikelets. And I was like, let me give this a shot. Let me take over. And she's like, fine. If you want to take it over, fine. You think you can do this better than I can? And I was like, no, I don't. There's almost nothing I can do better than you. Like, I design games better than you. That's about it. Because you don't want to.
Right.
The only game you've ever designed, everyone wants to play, just based on the name, which is Scorpions in Your Mouth.
Yeah.
Right?
Should we start that one shot after this? Is that?
Yeah.
I got dice. Let's go.
So I was like, okay, but I'm going to just give it a shot. I'm going to try. And a buddy of mine, Scott, had like a whole thing. He was like, oh, you got to start making bread. You got to start making bread. So he sent me his recipe, and it's great. So I would say last summer I was probably making 3 loaves of bread a week.
Oh, wow.
And like each loaf, you wind up going through like at least half a stick of butter.
Yeah. This feels right.
Yeah.
Well, so
Yeah.
that had to stop.
Fair. Yeah.
Or at least take a break. When I talked to you in February, you told me about the sourdough bread. So
Mhm.
and I think you were eating the sourdough bread. So maybe there was a break, but then you came back to it for a brief period of time.
Came back for the winter months.
Oh yeah.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
That
it's a
does make total sense.
It's a seasonal thing.
Seasonal affective plus lockdown equals I'm gonna just stress eat.
Yes.
I'm gonna eat some feelings.
I'm gonna eat them all.
All of those feelings.
And what with the stick of butter.
Right.
So,
Because the feelings are hard to swallow, so you need that butter to like just
help
yeah.
get it all down.
Smooth it all,
It makes them warm and gooey. That's why
so-
you need all the butter.
Yeah. Yeah.
We love butter.
We do.
But you were talking about like starting to ease back into takeout. So my dad's a doctor, and like we agreed early on, we're going to trust whatever he says. Like
Mhm.
he would never do anything to jeopardize us. He's very cautious, like
Mhm.
sometimes frustratingly so. So I was talking to him, and he said something about how he and his wife ordered a pizza a couple days ago, and I was like, "Okay, we can get pizza now?"
We're allowed to?
I
He's
can
like,
see you covering the phone. Daddy, we can get pizza.
right. Huh? We can get pizza. Order it. Hang up with your father and order a fucking pizza.
So true.
So
We
I was
need
like,
10.
so okay. He's like, but here's what you want to do. And this was back when we were like, okay, surfaces.
Oh, the surfaces. Yes.
like, you have bleach wipes. We're like, we have some. Yes. Don't tell anyone.
Right? Tell no one.
Right. He's like, so when you get it, you also have those surgical gloves I gave you. Wear the glove when you take the box. Go into the kitchen. Slide the pizza out of the box onto like a cutting board without letting the box touch anything. Take the box, immediately throw it out. Take the glove off with the bleach wipe. Bleach wipe your hands, throw the bleach wipe away.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Right, wash your hands for like 4 hours. And then when the pizza's nice and cold,
You may now eat the pizza.
Yeah.
and that was like the best pizza I've ever eaten.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was like 2.5 months in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. We waited a while too. And then we would, I don't know if y'all did this, but when we first started going to the grocery store, right? You had to at some point go back to the grocery store. When Tim had gone like right after it happened. So then we decided, okay, Tim's my partner. So we decided, okay, Tim's going to be the only one to go. I don't know why this made sense. It did. So Tim went and he would come home and we'd take all the groceries out and lay them out, take all the bags and throw them away, and then wipe down every single item. Then wipe down the table. The kids couldn't come in the kitchen.
Right.
It was an event. Food became an absolute
thing.
A thing.
Yeah.
We would bring them in through the Bilko doors in our basement.
Oh, yeah.
Down there.
Smart.
So that my 2.5-year-old wouldn't like try to grab groceries.
Yeah.
Like my cookies.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Sure. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grocery day is like a huge event.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. In our house, it wasn't that big a production, but it seemed like because things weren't very available. And one of the other things that was going on in my house is that my mother-in-law lives with us. Well, part of that is that she is also the caretaker for her parents who live in the middle of farmland in the middle of our state. I live in Texas. So part of her responsibility is trying to track down things that they could not get where they are. So she would, and she's a person who likes to go. So for her, it was very hard to stay home. And she was a godsend to help with the kids, of course. But for her, it then became like, okay, today I am going to this grocery store. And so that it became like, okay, we're going to see if we can find this thing, this place, or this thing, that place. And so it was a lot of that. With the takeout, we stayed away from the takeout for a while, but the thing that we broke with was Starbucks.
Oh.
Diana, you can see I've been drinking it right now. This is the thing that 100% has gotten me through. It was the thing that I would get on the way to work. It was like my one luxury item on the island. I wouldn't go out to lunch at work. I wouldn't go out to dinner. I would go get Starbucks. That would be my one thing I would spend money on. And so I would be like, okay, if you're going to go to Target to get groceries, can you drive through Starbucks on the way home, please? Can you get that one? Right. And my husband, and here's the thing, I went into my house on March 17th. I did not leave my house until June 12th. I did not leave my house for that long.
Wow.
I walked into the backyard. I walked to the mailbox. Yeah. I didn't leave the house. I didn't get in a car because I just didn't, which definitely was some mental illness going on there. I'm not going to lie. You know, that
completely understandably,
but
right?
the Starbucks was keeping me sane. And so then I started Ubering and just paying way a lot in tipping the Uber people to bring me and drop it off on my doorstep.
I'm laughing in solidarity, not at you.
No regrets. I paid those. If my Starbucks coffee cost $5, I was tipping the Uber driver 10.
Yeah, bring me the coffee, please.
No regrets. None.
Yeah. It's right. I think that it's whatever can get you through, I think is kind of what we all leaned into. I ended up rewatching The Great British Baking Show, which I know Diana has watched. Doug, have you ever watched The Great British Baking Show?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. It's so wholesome, in
So
case anyone watching or listening hasn't seen it.
Oh my God, watch it right now.
After we're done with this panel, Doug, after
It's the best.
it's the best. And then that's when I started baking bread and cakes. And then y'all, I bought like cake pans and like cake
Tools.
decorating
You needed tools.
sets. I clearly needed tools,
Mhm.
unicorn decorations, because I have a 3-year-old daughter. So I just ended up buying all this baking stuff. And I think baking, Diana, you said Starbucks got you through. I think baking cakes and bread helped
Mhm.
get me through.
Yeah, so the other thing, and since this is on After Dark, we can talk about this.
Yep.
The other thing is like, since we thought this is only going to be a couple months, we were like, so we can drink
Yeah.
every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And so that went how that went.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then like 2 months in, I was like, okay, I'm getting winded like walking down the stairs. So
Mhm.
maybe it's time to change something. So I started working out with like a Zoom personal trainer,
Mm-hmm.
and
cool.
and at that point, Kirkland brand protein bars started getting me through.
Not a sponsor.
Nice.
And I don't know by what like wizardry or deviltry I've done this.
Mhm.
Penny thinks these are candy bars. Like, not in like I've told her they're candy bars, but
Yeah.
like if she were awake, if she heard me like fiddling with this wrapper, she'd like burst into the room
I
and be
get
like,
it.
"Can I have some protein bar?"
Oh.
And so then I like tear part of it off and give it to her, and she eats it. But yeah, protein bars. I feel like that's going to be something she talks to her therapist about, like down the line. Like,
She has some weird connection.
right.
Like-
Right. Yeah.
This dark, like, I can't eat protein bars. They remind me of this dark time in my childhood.
Right.
But we never left the house.
When we never left the house. Yeah.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Or she'll be saying like, my wife has a story about like being in college. She has like a really good relationship with both of her parents. Being in college and people like swapping horror stories about like times their parents were terrible, and her being like, what about you, Andrea? And her being like, this one time my mom told me she was disappointed in me for telling my aunt what she had said about her. And so I feel like they're gonna be like, yeah, what did your parents lie to you about? And she'll be like, Santa, obviously. But I used to like really love to eat protein bars. And they'd be like, he told you it was candy. She'd be like, no. I just like
No, he didn't actually lie.
Right.
He didn't offer me candy instead.
Right.
Right.
I guarantee that if I was like, you could have this chocolate bar or you could have part of this protein bar, she'd be like, protein bar.
Wow.
That's
So I haven't
amazing.
tested that. I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, you should
Now you have
definitely
to test it. Now
yeah.
you have to do a test.
Yeah.
And then that's what she's going to talk about a future therapist.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I had to choose
Mhm.
between candy and the protein bar.
Survivalist show.
Right.
Right.
Was that all they gave you to eat? No, God, they begged you to eat.
Yeah, that's my son with gummies. Like we get these gummies from Trader Joe's and they're like square fruit gummies. I made a circle, but they're square fruit gummies.
Mhm.
And he will take 4 or 5 of those for dessert over anything. You want a piece of cake? You want ice cream? Nope. Gummies.
So that's just a strange thing that's happened with our kids is that like they get the snack packs for like their lunch boxes with like 2 Oreos. And like we just don't dictate much else about that. So now when they're choosing what they want for dessert, even if we have like a full sleeve of Oreos, they think 2 is all you're allowed to have. So they're like, oh, I just want Oreos for dessert. And so I'm thinking they're going to go get like 5 or 6, which if they did, I wouldn't say anything. I'm
Yeah.
just like, dessert, whatever. You're a kid. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Right.
Like, unless you stuffed your face with cake earlier.
Right.
Like, I'm not
Have
going to
6
say
cookies.
you can have 6 cookies. I don't, like, whatever. They only tend to get 2. Like, rarely do they ever get more. And so I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah. Don't correct them. They'll be in
No,
therapy about that later too.
Never. I never will. I never will. No, never.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this. Like, this is just like 2 is enough for me.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you can make healthy food choices. I certainly can't.
Nope, that's true. Like your kids with the 2 Oreos and my son with the 4 gummies. No, I am the opposite. I have definitely justified eating. This is a horrible time. I'm going to have a pint of ice cream. Like throw the little, like it's fine. Look at everything going on in the world. I'm going to eat this pint of ice cream.
Mhm.
Sure.
Except we're 16 months in. And so like continuing to make bad food. I don't want to say bad food choices, continuing to make what I feel are unhealthy food choices for my body has been challenging.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest drinker, since you talked about alcohol previously, Doug.
Yeah.
There was a good stretch for probably 3 or 4 months where it seems like about every Friday night we were having a Zoom party with some other friends, and it was great. Oh, cat! Hi.
This is a quarantine cat. He came over to say hi.
Which
This
one is that?
Rudolph.
Oh,
It's
Rudolph. Did you get
so
him
many. They're
in
so
quarantine?
cute.
We did. We got him almost a year ago today.
That is another show. What
Mhm.
did you acquire during
What did you
quarantine?
acquire during? You got 3. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's like he's one of the 3, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
They're all
he's
precious.
So cute.
I can tell that story briefly later. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but he was popping up. So
No, cute.
So
Diana,
cute.
go ahead with these Zoom drinking parties that
This is
I've never heard of.
Never heard of. Never attended, Kristen. Yes, and they were quite fun. And it would take me the whole weekend to recover. Like, it would take the whole weekend for me to recover. And I was like, oh, yeah, because I'm not 20.
Mhm.
I'm not 20. And yeah, it takes me the whole weekend to recover from this. And I don't feel great. So I should probably stop drinking like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, shouldn't do that. I learned to make some really great mixed drinks at home. The spouse got really into making like some different old fashions and whatnot.
So good.
But no.
Yeah.
No.
That was rough. I was definitely a participant in those calls, and yeah, I feel like we'd get together on Friday and eat and be like, now let's just talk about how bad everything is and drink until we feel better. I'm glad we
had a lot of fun. We were being very silly.
True. But it was a lot. And I think now that we've tapered off, we play games.
Mhm.
So that's nice.
Well, that's how it started. It started with let's play games, and
That's
then we didn't finish games because
That's
we were
true.
drinking.
Because we were drinking too much. That's true. Good point. So Doug, we need to hear the story about the
Yes,
the
now we
kitty.
need to hear about the kitties.
I know it's not food related. I don't care. The cat's adorable.
All right. So it starts out sad. Near the beginning of quarantine, one of our cats died. I really think of COVID. I can't prove it, but like he had this like weird sinus thing that turned into a pulmonary thing, and like rushed him into the vet, and the vet was like, "We have no idea what's going on. Your cat's gonna die. Say goodbye." And we were like, "Okay." They were like, "But you can give him this medicine that'll like help drain his nose to keep him comfortable, but we're really sorry." And 2 days later, he was back. We were like, "What?" Okay. And then 2 weeks after that, he died of a stroke.
Wow.
And so we just had one cat who was like beside himself, like wandering around, like meowing at walls, like messed up. So we're like, okay, we got to get Dewey some siblings. We'll get him 2. He's old. He's got kidney issues. We've got another couple years with him. So we'll get like a bonded pair, and then they'll be together, and that'll be good. The day after we decided that, one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, I saw that your cat passed away on Facebook. I don't know if you're looking for kittens, but there's this feral mom who lives in like my backyard, like belongs to one of my neighbors, but they don't take care of it. And I just can't take it anymore. She's had like 3 litters of kittens in the like 2 years we've been in this house. We tried to trap her to get her spayed, but we accidentally captured her kittens. Do you want them? And I'm like, Christian, you know that I do.
You got on my way over right now.
I was like, we'll take 2. He's like, all right, I'll find a home for the 3rd one then. And I was like, God damn it.
Oh.
You're like, oh.
You can't leave one. Like, you can't leave. If there were 4, we'd take 2. It would be fine.
Right, but leaving
you
one.
can't have the odd kitty out.
Yeah.
Right. So we were like, okay, we'll take them and we'll foster them. We're going to keep 2. We'll foster all 3 for a little bit. And like, just the way cats are, like one of them will be like, I don't really like these guys.
Yeah.
I'm off on my own. So the first day we have them like, you know, in our bathroom, we come in and like one of them is like exploring on his own. And the other 2 are like huddled together. We're like, okay, those are our 2 then.
Yeah.
The next day we come in,
Swapped.
different pairing. And we're like, wait,
They knew what you were doing.
maybe we were wrong. Maybe we were wrong. Okay. Okay. So that's the one. Because the 2 boys are like very, very floofy. And so we had a little bit of trouble telling them apart at first. But Beverly is like short hair. And then the next day she's wandering on her own. We're like, we have 3 cats.
You have 3 cats.
We have 3 kittens. We have 4 cats, right? And it's not bad when they're not all together, but like right around mealtime when they're all in like the small upstairs hallway, we have a Cape Cod, so there's just like a little hallway between the office where the cats stay at night in our bedroom. Like either my wife or I will look at them and go, fuck, we have 4 cats. And it's like the same every single time. But they're great, and they're really coming around. They were like
Aww.
pretty feral at the start, but they're
so
coming around.
They
So to bring it back to food, we're not going to have to eat them, so that's great.
That is good.
That's important.
I was gonna ask if you feed them any treats, like if you feed them any human food. That's how I was gonna bring it back around. But I really like that you went with we're not gonna have to eat them. So
That's on brand
that's on brand.
for both of you, actually.
Do we feed them human food? We don't, I don't think. Rudolph, the one who's in my lap, he likes bread.
Oh.
So like if you leave bread unattended, he's gonna eat a little bit of it and then like ruin that piece of bread, not eat most of it, and then like half an hour later throw it up.
Okay.
And they also really like to eat our plants.
Oh yeah.
So that's new. Like the other cats were never into
Didn't do that.
Yeah.
But these 3 are all like, oh, that thing? Yeah, I'm gonna eat that. So we had to do this is still on food. We had to get like a Mr. bottle and like suspend cayenne pepper in there.
Yep.
And spray it on the plants.
Did Penny try to eat the plants?
She did not.
Okay, I'm just curious.
But so early in the pandemic, we discovered that she really likes sriracha.
Oh.
So I'm a fan, and I had some, and she was like, "Daddy, what's that?" And I was like, "It's sriracha. It's very spicy."
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, it's not very spicy." I said, "No, kid, it's
spicy stuff.
For you, it's going to be pretty spicy." She's like, "But you like it." And I'm like, I feel like my 2-year-old just insulted me, but okay. Sure. She's like, "Can I try some?" And I'm like,
I know, right?
I'm not going for Dad of the Year. Yeah, here you go. And I figured it would be like the time, like Lucas, one of my previous cats, like would always try to steal food. And one time we had like a sriracha aioli that he kept going after and going after and going after. And my wife's like, "Fuck it, just let him have it." It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And he like snapped his head back like he got punched in the face, and I was like, I'm a bad cat dad. Like I've done a bad thing here.
Oh.
I've done a bad.
Sometimes sometimes they have to learn that way.
They have to
You
learn.
didn't do a bad, Doug. You didn't
Yeah.
do a bad.
Yeah, the cat was
So
okay.
I was like, Penny, it's gonna be spicy, and then if it is spicy, it's gonna feel spicy for a little while. She's like, I'm gonna try it. Okay,
It's a
great.
good explanation, though.
Right. So I put a little on a spoon, gave it to her. She's like, I like it. And I was like, great.
So does she actually eat it on anything? Or does she just randomly
Well, no,
take-
like she had it that one time, and then every time I'm like, do you want some more? She's like, no, I don't want that.
This is like a test. She's
Right,
like,
she's
I will pass
capricious.
this test.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially now that she's a three-nager.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not in the shape of somebody from Paw Patrol or like a Disney princess, like she's not checking for it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like, which is why I wish Doc McStuffins released food, because she would be about it, and I feel like it would be
Yeah.
super healthy. Like, these are Doc McStuffins carrot slices.
Why did they get rid of Dr.
Yes!
Stuffins? Why did they cancel that show? It was so
Well,
good.
The 4th and 5th season were not good.
I don't
I haven't
care. It's
seen
so
that.
valuable.
Diana doesn't care. We got to bring it back.
The first 3 seasons, when it's like in the real world, it was great, and then they go to McStuffinsville, and like, what are they doing?
Why
I
did
haven't
stick-
seen.
I haven't seen Stuffinsville.
Okay, well,
Me
see, that's why they
either.
canceled it, because people dropped out.
No. They grew up.
They grew up.
The audience grew up.
Yeah. No, when we discovered She Like That, we're like, hell yeah, you can watch Doc McStuffins. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have a food, either of you have a food that you've eaten during so much during the last like year and a half or last 16 months that now you're over? Right? Who could be over food? I know. I'm asking the tough questions now.
No. Like it's no longer your comfort food because
Yeah.
it's your pandemic food.
Yes, that's a better way of phrasing it. It's no
No, I
longer
get
your
it.
comfort food because it's your pandemic food now.
Peanut butter.
Oh. Are you like a peanut butter off the spoon person?
I could be,
Okay.
but like one of my go-tos, I don't know what I want to eat, but I need to eat something, was either cereal, which getting milk got difficult. So it was a peanut butter and
Yeah.
honey sandwich is like my go-to. Like
Mm.
I just need sustenance and I need something that's going to hold me. And now I'm like, I don't want to eat peanut butter. I don't want to put peanut butter on anything. I don't even want it on a banana, which is like one of my favorite snacks ever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Diana, are you okay?
I am. I have a new go-to snack, which I
Okay.
find lovely. But yeah, I'm just like, I will eat a peanut butter sandwich, but I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
What about y'all?
Yeah, I'm still thinking about mine. What about you, Kristen?
Mac and cheese.
Mm.
But not homemade mac and cheese. The box. That was one of the things that I gave in
Kraft
on.
mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, you know what? They're 99 cents.
Yeah.
This is a global crisis. We will take 300 boxes of mac and cheese.
Oh, I
And we're
ordered
gonna-
that shit from Amazon.
Yeah.
Because
We're
they didn't
gonna
have any at Target.
eat it. We're gonna give it to the kids for every lunch. We don't care. And at
Mhm.
first it was like, okay, I don't normally eat, but I have nothing against it. I just had it
Sure.
been
it's not
buying
a thing.
it. And so I was eating it and I was like, no, this is great. And now I'm like, please don't. I think my son even said the other day, and it like, do we have to have mac and cheese? I was like, oh
Oh no, even he's done.
no. Even he's done. Who knew?
Oh, I
What do you think,
didn't
Dad?
even notice. Sorry. We have Jeremy is just sleeping over there.
Oh, he
Dang
blended in for a second.
He did. He does match.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so cute. I want a cat so bad, but we
I
can't
know.
have them. We can't have them.
Same.
The people I live with are allergic.
Mm.
Same.
I'm trying to think.
It's okay if
You don't have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Like, I'm weird in that I don't get sick of foods. Like, when I was
Okay.
living on my own in grad school out in Ohio, I ate so much. I had 2 dishes I made. I made spinach cheese rice, which was like a casserole, And I made, this is going to sound disgusting, but it's delicious. Curried spinach with raisins and peanuts over egg noodles.
Okay.
Okay.
It just sounds like really good broke food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like dump the jar of peanuts in.
Yeah.
Like, box of raisins, right.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And I ate both of those so much that I went to give blood, and
sorry,
something was wrong with you.
And they tested my iron, and the woman was like, we don't usually reject people for having too much iron in their blood.
Oh,
you have too much iron in your blood. And I was like, oh, that's weird. She's like, so you need to cut back on your red meat. And I said, well, that's not possible. She said, no, it'll kill you. I said, no, ma'am, I've been a vegetarian since I was in 8th grade. I couldn't cut back on red meat. Like,
right. Yeah.
This is from spinach. She said, how the hell much spinach must you be? Every meal.
Oh gosh.
That's a lot of spinach.
That's a lot of spinach.
That's a lot of spinach. Yes, I don't really get sick of food. I went through phases, like I had the blood phase.
The blood phase.
This is after dark now. Here we go.
Okay, the blood phase.
The bread phase, the blood phase, the ice cream phase, the blood phase again.
Sure.
The ice cream phase.
Yeah.
I had one of those in high school.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I
two
got
of those in the last year.
I call that like 300 milligrams of Zoloft a day. That was high school.
Yeah.
That was too much. That's too much.
Too much.
Too much.
Yeah. What about food habits or rituals or anything like that you're hoping to keep after the pandemic?
Ooh.
So one thing we started, once things started to open back up a little bit, and once it was like, okay, here's how you can go into a store safely, here's how you can, like, all that sort of stuff. And in the spirit of like supporting local businesses, there's an ice cream place about half an hour from here that does really unusual flavors each month, only for that month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
So we started going and sitting in the car and like having ice cream once a month as a family. And so I think we want to keep that.
Yeah.
The coldest month we did it, we left the car running but not on, and our battery died.
Oh.
So that was a hoot. But luckily, a good friend of mine lives 2 towns over from there, and came out
good.
with jumper cables. But yeah, Oh Wow Cow ice cream once a month, I think, is something we want to keep doing. And it also, like, the nice thing during the pandemic was like it gave like a good structure. It was like sometime this month we have this thing that we are going to do and look forward to.
Yeah.
So
we discovered a restaurant that we hadn't tried before, that is a small business, and so it's still going strong, and so we haven't had the opportunity to eat there in person yet, but it's one of those, like, the first opportunity we have that makes sense, that's where we're going, and we're going to spend an obscene amount of money there because everything we've tried is good. Actually, we ordered from there tonight, and it was just like we ordered something that had crab, and so of course it's market, and so Dave was like, it's this much, and I was like, what? Oh, yes, it's the market price. It's not like a set price. It was like,
It's the crab.
Worth it. It's worth this is worth every penny. Every penny. This is amazing. So continuing to do small businesses as opposed to that, and then just I would also say the habit of, like, I was always bad about, like, eating in my bed, like bringing food into my bedroom, and I almost never do that anymore. Like,
nice.
Aside from like my coffee or my water, like nothing. Like, unless I have to work in the bedroom as a separate work room and I'm eating like my lunch in here, I don't eat in the bedroom anymore. I was like, that's good. That's healthier. That's just as a personal thing.
Yeah, if you feel better, then that's great.
It's just mentally, it's better.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I can kind of merge both of yours. So every time we go out to like this shopping center that has a park nearby, so if we have to like run an errand in the shopping center and then the kids can play at the park, we would grab a lunch at this Vietnamese place because I love pho.
Yes.
And then we recently, like 6 weeks ago, I think, or so, ate there outside. And so the kids tried it and loved it. And so now they will eat pho as well. And I'm like, yes,
Nice.
this is amazing. Both of them. I'm like, yes, this is amazing. And so I just like the idea of, again, it's not a chain, it's a local restaurant. So being able to support them, but also the ritual of like, okay, now every time we have to go do this kind of boring errand, we get to have this like good food, like right after. So comfort food.
Mhm.
I'm all about comfort food.
We also we're incredibly lucky, and prior to everything, my mom and Andrea's mom were childcare during the week.
Oh yeah.
And for almost all of the pandemic, both were able to still be childcare, but always like one was able to be in there. And so we started doing Friday night family dinner to like, because they won't let us pay them. Like they won't, like the most we got my mother-in-law to agree to was like letting us get her a lawn service who comes twice a month to cut her grass.
Take care of that for her.
Right. Because like she's over here. And that was like an argument.
Yeah.
And so Friday night we do dinner. And so that's what
I love that.
Yeah.
And like we were doing outside for a while so that like my brother-in-law could come or my godmother, like into the winter, like 40 degrees out, like 4 layers. What can we eat with gloves on? But now that we're able to do that inside again, that's something I still want to keep going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family dinner. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, my spouse also started grilling more. The previous owners of our house left their grill, and it's a really nice one, and it's connected to the gas in our house.
All right.
So like it's pretty nice. It just needed a little bit of like, it needs some cleaning. And so he's gotten pretty good with the steak and whatnot. So like we had a surf and turf Thanksgiving and we did a Tex-Mex Christmas. And so like the kids have gotten really into that, or at least my daughter has. My son could care less. He just wants a peanut butter sandwich and Cheez-Its. That's all he wants to eat.
And that's fine.
The pandemic has been his best life.
Yep.
He gets to wear pajamas, doesn't have to go anywhere, and he can play on his Kindle all day.
Yeah.
It's the best thing that's ever happened to him.
Cheez-Its and peanut butter.
Yep. Yeah. He's happy as can be. When he grows up, he wants to be retired. He's fine.
He's smart. That one is smart.
Yeah, but my 9-year-old is like, this is amazing. Like, we need to. So she's really into like the planning of like the themes. Like, this is what we're doing for dinner tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So doing more of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's also been trying to cook more, which has been fun.
Ooh.
So like she's learned to cook eggs.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, child, don't burn the house down.
And we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, she has adult supervision, but like,
well, yeah,
she can do okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah.
That's some good food related stuff to come out of the last, last year.
The panini.
The panini.
We've come full circle.
We have.
We're back to the panini recommendation.
So let's press that down and say that's a good panel right there.
Did it.
Way to go, team. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. Oh gosh, there were so many comments.
We had comments?
Yeah, I assume it would pop up a number. All right, so sorry.
Oh wow.
Yeah, let's look.
Yeah.
All right. So Tim says stores were like post-apocalyptic movies in Southern California. Grab what you can and figure out meals after you looked at what junk you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like at the beginning, I was like, look, if we have to not order any groceries for 2 months, we can survive on beans. People have done it before. Like
That's what Tim said. He's like, you got beans? We'll be okay.
Fair.
Good call, Doug.
Yep.
Fair.
Our big takeout early on was Pizza Friday.
Yeah.
Friday.
Strong
Okay.
agreement there. Yep.
Love it.
Great Pottery Throwdown on HBO Max is that level of comfort TV.
It is very good. It's the same format as the Great British Bake Off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's fabulous, and you learn a lot about pottery, which
Yes.
I appreciate reality TV that teaches me things.
Mhm.
Yep. And that's kind of wholesome, right?
It is wholesome.
Oh, love
Like
that.
one of the hosts cries every time,
So, yeah,
which I appreciate.
it's good. It's good. Someone wants to see more kittens, Doug.
Yes. Yeah, Beverly is probably upstairs, but I mean, I can do like phone pictures. Ian says he's been doing a lot of fermenting in mason jars. And I know that you're fully vaccinated, and bro, you know I am, and you know where I live. So
Ian.
come and join this Hug Tour 2021 and give me some fermented stuff from mason jars, dude.
Yeah.
So this is from the album I'm on my phone entitled "Did You Know We Have Cats?"
Let's eat kimchi.
Oh, cute.
That's Beverly and Rudolph there.
Precious.
Aw.
Someone's bragging about having gotten their Doug hug.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Rude.
upset.
Rude.
So that must be Ben. He got his when we played. He and I actually played The Crew that we were talking about beforehand. Oh, so this is the view when we say, "Fuck, we have 4 cats."
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair.
I would say the same.
There it is. Yep.
Yes.
Like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
I
how
say
did we
that
get
whenever
here?
my children are being insane. It's like, why do I have these many children?
How did we get here? Is often said in my house.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is the old guy and his young boy toy now. They're getting along very well. So.
Oh, I love that. They bonded.
Yeah.
That's the best. Wait, I'm sorry, Doug.
Sure.
Someone has you beat because they have 16 cats.
Look, it's
That's a
all
hero.
about, like, I don't judge. I just know that for me, hey, don't be sorry. Like,
no, that's
American Online, do your thing.
you're a hero.
Yes.
As long as that they're
We're taking
loved and
care.
cared for,
Yes.
that's all that matters.
Yep.
Cats need homes.
And they have adorable names. They need to have adorable names or
Yeah.
themed.
Right.
Themed names.
And,
We'll take
and
either.
Right. And they're pretty self-sufficient. Like if you were like, I have 16 dogs, I'd be like, I don't know how.
Right.
They live on land. That's how
Yeah, right.
someone has 16 dogs.
Yes.
Zoom
Outside
into their
dogs.
Classrooms.
Uh,
Shrimp, sardine, and nugget are the smallest of the. Those are the best
Shrimp,
names ever.
Sardine. Yes.
And nugget. Oh, Pig
Well done.
Royalty on Discovery Plus is an amazing reality show. Pig Royalty. I'm sorry.
Pig royalty.
These people compete in like 4-H pig
Oh yeah.
pig competitions, and it's all people in Texas, and I'm just like, this is like my backyard, okay? Like, wow. I know people who have done these types of things,
Yeah. Same.
so I understand. I'm not, but I'm just like, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Okay.
I
love it.
Yes.
Then Burger says they have a fun story about pandemic food.
Oh, is Burger gonna share?
Yeah, you want to jump back in?
Yeah.
Burger, come share your story. They're like, oh, these people asking me to come in.
Please share. You're so bad at reading comments.
Sorry about that.
So, yes,
Yes.
yes, you said you had
Yeah, you have a pandemic food
You have a story. We wanted to hear
Did you
it.
put it all in the comments, or is that?
Oh, I did put it in the comments, but I can share it vocally.
Yeah.
Sure.
So early in the pandemic, there was a meat shortage, and I live outside of Philadelphia and right in the suburbs, and we had it pretty bad because people were kind of first thing when you couldn't get it in the city, they would come right out, and we got cleaned out. But when they closed all the restaurants down, they distributors like couldn't sell to restaurants, so they send out these things on Facebook. Where it's like, hey, we're selling, 12 pounds of sirloin, and you can have it for like $30. They literally just needed to move it.
Yeah.
Part of so like one of the things on the list was like a case of cheesesteaks. And these are the kinds that you'd get at whatever local restaurant that you had that had cheesesteaks in the menu. So I was game for it. They call me Burger because I make good burgers. And what's a burger if not a chopped up cheesesteak? Other way around. Been drinking. I'm sorry.
It's after dark. It's okay, Burger.
So throughout the year, throughout the pandemic, I practiced making cheesesteaks, and like I did a lot of theory thinking of like what makes a good cheesesteak, what do I like in a cheesesteak, what other people like in cheesesteaks, and how that compares to what I like. Because like there's like a weird subsect of people in Philly who like the crunchy cheesesteak bits, like when you let a burger cook for a little long on the one side, they like that in a cheesesteak. I tried it and I didn't understand it, but no, I would try different ones. We had a box of chicken cheesesteaks too. I did a General Tso's cheesesteak where I chopped up broccoli rabe into it. Some fresh ginger, that was tasty. But
Wow.
the favorite one that I made, and the one that I actually like, a friend of mine, he started dating. He wants me to make it for him this weekend. That's why I thought of it. Lomo saltado, which is a Peruvian dish. Which is in Peru, it's chopped up strips of steak, tossed in onions and tomatoes with some soy sauce, served with rice and French fries. So I did that in a cheesesteak. I did the fried caramelized onions and like chopped up some tomatoes. I don't have the kind of cheese they did. It was like they called it was a Cusco cheese. So I like thought about it. It was kind of like Swissy. So I did just some Swiss, and that first attempt was good, not great. Ended up getting some really nice, like spicy Havarti the next time I did it, and it was just fantastic.
Sounds amazing.
It's a good time.
Sounds amazing.
And now you have to make cheesesteaks for all of us, Burger.
Absolutely.
You've done this to yourself.
Hey, it's
Yes.
it's what I do. But yeah, thanks for letting me share. It was a good time.
Of course.
Thanks
Well,
for
what's a real
sharing.
bummer is I live close to you.
Do you really? Where?
I'm in New Jersey. I'm right outside of Trenton.
Okay. I mean, it's only about an hour and a half away.
But I don't eat cheesesteaks.
I'll tell you what. I'm sorry. I'm excited.
Yeah.
There's a place in Manayunk, Philadelphia called Bernie's. There's a couple of them in the area if you don't want to come all the way into Philly. But they do a really fantastic seitan cheesesteak.
Let's do this thing.
It was the only time like I was at a happy hour with some coworkers and ordered it. I just thought it was like the South Pacific cheesesteak because it had like pineapple and stuff in it.
Right.
I just thought it was a chicken cheesesteak, and I got it and I snarfed half the sandwich. And I was like, what was up with that? Like, what was going on with the sandwich? Because it was off. It wasn't a cheesesteak.
Sure.
No, it turns out it was seitan, and I had no idea until halfway through the sandwiches.
God, I love seitan.
Bernie's is legit. We have
All right.
a Bernie's fan.
Another recommendation. This is amazing.
Yeah.
That's
When y'all come out
awesome.
if y'all come out for PAX Unplugged, it's gonna be a good time.
Nice.
PAX Unplugged.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thanks, Burger.
That's awesome. Now I know where to get food.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. And Ian says Bernie's is legit. And Ian is my breakfast bro at cons, so I trust him.
Okay. There you go. That's two recommendations for
Two
Bernie's.
I mean, it can't go wrong.
I might have to fly across the country for this.
All right.
That and my Doug hug.
We have a guest room. Come on out.
Perfect.
And if anybody wants to sleep downstairs, we have full size couch.
With cat guests.
And a cute roommate.
Yeah, they sleep upstairs. Hey, bud.
What if we want the cats to visit?
Yeah.
They might. I don't know. We've never left the room open downstairs.
Fair.
Treats. I come equipped with treats. So
Best donuts right outside of the con at PUP. Okay, good to know.
Donuts.
I'm very serious about my donuts.
Yeah.
yeah.
I like an old fashioned donut.
Mhm.
Mm.
I don't want them to be too sweet.
Mhm.
Like Krispy Kreme is cool, but it's
Yep.
not where it's at.
Yeah. Same
Yep.
thing.
So my first trip with my best friend after this is over, he's almost fully vaccinated at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is we're going on a donut adventure. I have I made a Google Maps thing of what are supposed to be the 40 best donut places in New Jersey. We're not going to all of them. We're not going to all of them.
Wait, why aren't you? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, eventually maybe, but not one.
Okay.
Not on
Not in one
No,
trip.
no,
okay.
no, no, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair. Okay.
And so now we're going to decide, like, based on clusters, like, okay, there's like 4 of them or 5 of them in this area.
Sure.
We're going to go there, or
Yeah.
like this many in this area. So
I
take my donuts very seriously.
I feel like this could be a YouTube show. 40
This
days,
needs
40
to be a
donuts.
series.
These 40 donuts. Oh
I
man.
mean, please film it and make
There
the
has
show
to be a
for all of us.
scorecard. Do you
Yes,
have
a
a scoring?
Mm-hmm.
Diana
have-
and I will produce the show.
We will 100% produce this because we're very invested in the results of the donut trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we should talk about that then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
40
You
days,
think we're
40
kidding,
donuts.
but we are
We're
not.
not.
We're very invested in this.
I'm very serious.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
very
We're gonna have a
serious about
Zoom
donuts.
call. We'll have a Zoom
I
call.
will
later.
fly across the country to eat donuts too, to double check your work.
I will take you to my absolute favorite donut place in Asbury Park, New Jersey, Purple Glaze, a place that I am so enthusiastic about that I have gotten free donuts from the owner because I was standing outside. So it's, like they don't really have space to eat inside, right?
Sure.
So you go and you get your donuts, you go outside.
Were you busking for the
Right.
place?
So I'm out there, like I have
Yeah.
I'm splitting a dozen donuts with somebody. And I'm like, oh God, oh, this is so good. We're going to have to go back in and get another one. No, I got to eat this one. Oh, okay, so I'm going to bring these home. But honestly, like this one's probably going to eat the other way. A family came by and was like, are these donuts from here? I was like, yeah, oh, these donuts are so good. So they go in, they come out with their donuts, they walk away. And like 2 minutes later, the owner comes out. He's like, have you just been standing here eating donuts for the past like 20 minutes? I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah. He's like, because that family came in and said they didn't want donuts. But there was this dude outside who was so excited about them that they had to come in and find out, what was your favorite? I was like, this one. He was like, yep. All right, I'll go get it for you. I'll get you another one. So
Oh,
3 donuts.
I love that.
I'm very serious about donuts.
Yes.
I really appreciate this. And now I also
Yeah.
want to do this about tacos. And
That's the
Texas.
follow-up show.
Mhm.
Texas
That's the
tacos.
Yeah.
Texas tacos. Because anything north of Texas, your tacos are garbage.
20 Texas top 20 Texas
Getting fiery
tacos.
here. Top
It's just-
20
it's
Texas
just a-
tacos.
It's a fact.
We have shows. We have shows.
We
There we go.
just content. It's all about food.
yes.
All about food because we love our food. We take it very seriously.
There we
do.
go.
It's our brand.
That
Yes,
feels like the perfect ending.
it does.
That's the message of this whole panel.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us on this weird, wonderful panel. And we will see you for 40 days, 40 donuts or top 20 Texas tacos.
Yes.
So, all right. Thanks everybody. Oh, tell people where they can find us.
Oh,
Diana, do you want to start us off?
Yep. I'm Diana Lorraine. You can find me on Twitter at Modcaster, MAUDCASTER.
yep. I'm Kristen. You can find me on Twitter at Kristen is no Jedi.
And I'm Doug. You can find me at Doug Lewandowski on Twitter most of the time. I'm not the best Twitter user, but I'm working on it.
Fair. It's another panel, my friend.
Yes. Yes. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, y'all.
Night.